So the idea of the monthly recommended patches, which is a fairly new thing, it started with 1917, and right now we offer them only in Oracle Database 19c. This is a collection of several one-off fixes, not too many. When I say several, it means maybe a dozen of fixes, not 500, not 1,000, just a dozen of fixes on top of a release update. So the idea is, you go live now on 20th of April. You decided you do all your testing on 1917 or 1918, and before you go live, you can add a small bundle of very important fixes on top. Without changing anything, no optimizer fixes included there, and so on. So this is the idea. And originally, we came in with release update revisions. But the release update revisions had some downsides. So we said, okay, and actually the uptake was very, very little. So we said, look, let's change this for something more practical for customers and something which does not change the release numbering. So let me guide you through the monthly recommended patches. So I told you, we tell you, take the most recent release update or N-1. So for instance, 1919 or 1918. And now when we look closer, we started this with 1917. For a period of 6 months, every month, we release a small amount of fixes on top of a specific release update. And they are not interchangeable. On top of a specific release update. And the idea is, it's a convenience thing. You don't have to, but as a convenience, we offer that you can get the most important fixes on top without downloading fix after fix as a one-off from MOS 555.1 and another node. This is the idea. So it started with 1917. And a month after releasing 1917, in mid-November, we released the first MRP, the first monthly recommended patch. And it included a few fixes. And you see here a snippet of MOS node 555.1. Now, a month later in December, we have learned a bit more. There may be a new issue now in 555.1, and we include that into the MRP too. And so we march forward. Now in January, we released the MRP 3 for 1917, but at the same time now 1918 got released. A month later in February, we released the MRP 1 for 1918 and the fourth MRP for 1917. And another month later, in March, the fifth MRP for 1917 and the second MRP for 1918. Now the turning point will be April, because in April, we not only released 1919 and the third MRP for 1918, we released also the last and final MRP for 1917. So let's assume it's now April the 20th, and you decided, we did our testing, we started in January with 1918. The ideas with the MRP 3 available mid of April, you get now maybe a dozen very important fixes on top of 1918 without needing to download them fix plus fix plus fix. This is really the idea of MRPs. We move forward now. So in May, you will see that there's nothing delivered anymore for 1917, but now we deliver an MRP for 1918 and the first MRP for 1919. And this is how we march forward in the future. So we'll always have 2 MRP streams in parallel for the most current and the previous release update on top.